one day? Are we just gonna sing and praise the whole time for all eternity? Well, we are gonna sing, we are gonna praise, that's one of the things, but there's a lot more things that we're gonna do in heaven that's gonna surprise a lot of you. So thank you, Kubas, for the video request. And to answer you in this video, I'm gonna talk about 9 things that we're gonna do in heaven. Let's get to it. Now, just very quick, if it's your first time here on my channel, I'm Danny. Is the result of Adam's sin, so his curse. And then the new heaven and the new earth will be a place of perfect peace and rest. Revelation 14 verse 13 says, "Then I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, write, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works follow them." So we will rest from our labors. So heaven is not going to be a boring place, because there's going to be a lot of things that will keep us busy for all eternity. And one of them is that God will have work for us that we will enjoy. That's the difference. Revelation 22 verse 3 says, "And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him." So we're going to serve God. But remember, we're not going to get tired. It's not the same as it is right now. Now, the Bible doesn't tell us exactly what we will do, but it won't be a burden. It will only be joy for all eternity. If you're going to go to heaven, you're going to think differently than you do now. We read in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 13 verse 12. "For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face." Remember, at that time, a mirror was not as clear as the mirrors we have today. So, for now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know, just as I also am known. Now it's important to note that it doesn't mean that we will know everything, because only God knows everything. The Greek word here is epiginosko. The prefix epi intensifies the word to mean to really know, or to know extensively. And whenever this word is used for humans in the Bible, it never means to know everything. It never means absolute knowledge, because that's only for God. The point here is that you will think differently, and all the questions you had before of God, why did this happen? God, why did that happen? Why did my brother die? Why did my dad die? All of these questions will be answered to you one day. But the point here is that you will understand things more clearly, and with that new perspective, you will live in the new heaven and the new earth. With the new heaven and with the new earth, we're gonna live in houses. In Isaiah 65 verse 21, we read, "They shall build houses and inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards and eat their fruit." Wow, imagine how that fruit is gonna taste like. Oof. But yeah, it says that they shall build houses and inhabit them. So it sounds interesting because it's similar to what we have right now. We live in houses. But this will be in the new heaven, the new earth. So imagine how that's going to look like, how it's going to be like living in this new, amazing, perfect world in a house, and you got a vineyard and you taste the fruit. Wow. Wow. Jesus also says in John 14 verse 2, "In my Father's house are many mansions." Now, just very quick, this mansions, correctly translated, is dwellings. So this is the New King James Version, but also in the NIV, the New International Version. It talks about, "My Father's house has many rooms," not mansions. But anyway, let me continue here. "If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you to myself, that where I am, there you may be also." This is pretty amazing. I'm getting very, very excited. We will see each other in heaven again. You'll be reunited with loved ones. If they love the Lord, if they serve them, if they were reborn Christians, and if you are, then you will see them again in heaven after this temporary earth. Paul also wrote to believers that were grieving after they lost a loved one in 1 Thessalonians 4 verse 16 to 18. "For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trumpet of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and thus we shall always be with the Lord. Therefore comfort one another with these words." And Paul also says in 1 Thessalonians 2 verse 19 that the believers will be his joy in heaven. And in 2 Samuel 12 verse 23, David says, "But now he is dead. Why should I fast? Can I bring him back again? I shall go to him, but he shall not return to me." So David is talking here about his son that he lost. And David knew that he will see him again. And then in Matthew 8 verse 11, Jesus says, And I say to you that many will come from east and west and sit down with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. All right, I think that's enough verses. You get the point. We will see our loved ones again. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait to see my grandparents again, my two brothers I lost, my dad. I just can't wait. You will still be you, and you will still have emotions. God made us in His image, and He gave us emotions. And through the Bible, we also read that God Himself has emotions, like love, joy, gladness, delight, hate, jealousy, happiness, and more. So we can expect to have emotions in heaven. And the Bible also says that there will be banquets and feasts and singing. In heaven. So what about the bad emotions? Will you be sad? Will you cry? Well, in Revelation 21 verse 4, we read, "And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. There shall be no more pain, for the former things have passed away." Wow. So all the painful things that you and I hate in this world, that is caused by sin, God will stop it all. He will stop all the suffering of the poor, the cries of those who are abused. All of these things, He will stop. He will wipe away every tear, and He will make all things new. So no, you will not experience pain and suffering in the new heaven and the new earth. You won't miss your old life. This is a little bit hard to explain or to understand. So let me try to explain with an example. My wife and I, Nikita, had to fly to China. We got to the airport and they said, "Guys, the flights are overbooked. Could we offer you an upgrade to your flights to business class from economy if you only fly one day later?" So both of us said, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." So they upgraded our flight. The next
Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Can I be heard, family? Can I be heard? I don't know what's cracking with this signal today, man. But hey, that right there, that video, I was trying to get a perspective of I'm gonna start getting them from like every religion. You know what I mean? According to the Muslims, according to the Christians, according to the Jews, according to the Buddhists and all that. What are we supposed to be doing in heaven? Like what's the explanation of the afterlife? You know what I mean? Y'all see the title today, the Book of Divinity, System in Order of the Spirit World, Part 2. Part 2. If y'all can hear me up in this deal, give me a 9 up in the chat. Bless up, family. Bless up. Got a crazy signal today for some odd reason. But it'd be good. It'd be good to get different perspectives from the different religions and the different deities and gods about what heaven is supposed to be. What's the function? What is the proceeding of it? What are we going to be doing? Are we going to be singing all day? What's really the business? what's really happening. You know what I mean? So that was supposed to have been from a very reputable Christian channel, supposedly. So I put the link in the chat right there. You know what I mean? Obviously, it was dragging too much for me. I almost fell asleep trying to listen. Like, but if you pay attention, one of his parishioners or constituents or congregants, whatever you want to call them, asked him a simple question: what are we going to be doing in heaven? You know what I mean? Like, what's the afterlife like? What's the system in order? And as you see, even though he went to Bible, he went to the Holy Bible. You feel me? He had several verses and all that, but the understanding of what the afterlife is or the proceedings or what you're going to be doing was real vague. It was vague. It was low. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like, dang, that's deep. I ain't never tripped off that. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like, dang, that makes sense. We see that every day right in front of us. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't that. You feel me? It was real vague. That's what it was. It was vague. All right, I can be heard. You feel me? All right, I can be heard. Cool. Bless up, fam. Bless up. All right, so let's get into some of this. Y'all bear with your brother. It's a weak signal. Turn my phone down. Let's taste. All right, so let's get into some of this. Since there's questions about, since the question is on the line, you dig? And again, y'all, just pay attention. If you simply pay attention to what's going on, listen to the topics. What is on the table right now? Hot topics in Israel is what? Rape, biblical rape, right? Endorsed or condoned by a biblical God or deity. I guess depending on which one you're talking about, right? And today, I just saw something that was crazy, and it had a whole bunch. It had a whole bunch of so-called sippy cup brews clapping like seals at the zoo at feeding time. Ooh. Clapping like a damn seal at the zoo. Man, shout out to my brother Dreadful Cosmod, man. He been saying he say it with so much conviction too. He's like, I'm trying to tell y'all, these niggas got us looking bad. You did, bro. I've been hearing you. Please forgive your little bro, man. You know what I mean? Because I've been hearing you. I be hearing you when you be turning up. You did. But bro, it hit me like a ton of steel today. When I just saw a post from earlier today, brother, damn near sickened me. Damn near sickened me, y'all. You dig? I shout out to the God, Shalom. You know what I mean? Jumped on the post and told them niggas the truth. Hey, man, y'all better turn away from these false deities. Do y'all hear yourselves? Man, he oi. Yeah, I'll kill I said kill an infant. Every nigga from her to Jerusalem was agreeing that they be slaying some infants. I'm like, good night, boy. You see why the creative gang is needed in these hours? You see why the differentiation between the creator and God and the Lord God is needed in this hour, y'all. It's so much confusion. It's nuts. You know what I mean? It's nuts. It's a lot of confusion going on. There's a lot of people admitting to committing murder, rape, sex trafficking, all because they find either it explicitly written or a concept of it written in what we call the Holy Bible, and they willing to run with that. You know what I mean? Like y'all, hey, look, it's really an honor just to be a part of the Creator's light, just to be a part of it. Because it's an honor, man, to be able to differentiate it. Look, and I'm a type of brother who thought I had me some understanding before I ran into this type of information. Could break it down with the best of them. Have broken it down with the best of them. You know what I mean? So I know everybody from I'm from the side of town. I'm from them sides of the track. Well known, you dig? But when the understanding came on how to differentiate between the creator, the ever-present creator, the all in all, the always was, is, and never shall be, and any God. When that understanding came, good night, boy. Good night. Now, look, now I'm out the matrix. Now I can see. Oh, man. And boy, oh boy, has it been. Man. You dig? And then all you can do is really pity, right? But at the same time, look, you're here to bring the light forth. Like we gonna drop light bombs everywhere. No matter who don't like it. You ain't gotta like it, keep it pushing. But we gonna differentiate, and that way you can understand and know. See, unless you know the character of your creator or the creator, the ever-present creator, you can be hoodwinked by any makeshift deity or so-called God. You know what I mean? They can come decked out. They can come decked out looking like they stepped out the fourth dimension, boy. What is you talking about, boy, with heavenly studded jewels? Well, looking like they got a rank in the heavens. It don't matter to us what we know now. Listen to the message. Because that's how that fake angel, that evil angel, came to Abraham to get him to sacrifice Isaac. And Abraham said, hold on, you got to show me that. You got to show me you guys. You commanded me not to kill. And what the evil angel understand, he knows the higher law. So the higher law has to do with what? Not shedding blood. He understood Abraham knew the higher law. And what did he do? He departed. He departed. And he came splendid, robed up, decked out. He ain't tripping off how you look or what name you claiming to profess. That don't even mean nothing. What's the message? What you got for me? That's how I'm gonna know if what you saying is of the creator or not, based off what you saying and the action behind it. That's it. Character. That's how I'm gonna know. So when you get into all this crazy madness, man, like, and brothers are on record and sisters are on record admitting that they would slaughter children, rape, sex traffic. You can sell your daughter if you want to. So it's a lot, man. So you got to be able to differentiate. And once you understand the character of the creator, and you understand the higher law has a lot to do. Majority of it has everything to do with life, not shedding innocent blood, period. Amongst men or beasts, period. Once you understand that, then you can see, okay, dang, okay, that was a pit trap right there. That was a snare. That was a trap. That was a pitfall. Dang, look at this. This is crazy. All right, so let's get into some of this, y'all. I see everybody in the chat. Bless up, abundant blessings to everybody in the chat. You understand? I salute you in the love and light of the ever-present creator, the all in all, the always was, is, and never shall be, whether you be friend or foe. I greet you in light. All right. So let's present this real quick. So what are we tapping into? We about to go into what's called the Book of Divinity, or I speed, sky, earth, spirit. Tap in. In a time of utter darkness, here we come to bring the light out. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the faithers in the building. Shout out to all the Nazarenes, the Essenes in the building. You know what I mean? Those who have made a pledge. And all these are worldwide brotherhoods. These are mainly people who never met each other, but were living according to the same understandings. And here we go, bringing it out. All right. Here we go, bringing it out. We in the Book of Divinity. Last video we did was part 1 of this. All right. And the question is like, okay, so what are we going to be doing? We heard a quote unquote Christian scholar just try to, explain what's going to be happening in heaven. Right. So y'all see what I got up on the board. And then let me go pull these charts up too. Let's pull the charts up so we can get visual today. All right, that's what we gonna do. We gonna get visual. We ain't gonna just leave you out there and leave it vague. Oh, we're gonna be singing and dancing, holy, holy all day. Oh, we're gonna have work. But it's gonna be enjoyable work. What kind of work? What are you saying? So, in the last video, we went over the primary education of faithists once they cross over. You know what I mean? And it's a whole system in order that makes all the sense in the world. Like, oh, okay. And if you don't look, and you can not agree with what we're saying, but at least you aware. And then if we ask you, like, what other system and orders you looking at, you know, that explains it better. You know what I mean? If what we saying is so wrong, y'all, all someone has to do, oh my bad, y'all. All someone has to do is find or read us a system and order that sounds better. That's it. Bring it out. Show us what you're talking about. All right, now watch this. Let's share the screen. All right, back to present. All right, take a ride with us real quick. In a time when everybody talking about baby and infant murder or biblical rape, here we are talking about light. Right, in the time of darkness, you need what? Light. You need light, right? All right, so let me click on this. All right. Let's work. Shout out to the brothers and sisters, everybody in the chat. Y'all already know what it is. It's your brother Malachi Maccabee. Take a ride with your brother for a minute, man. Let's go ahead and chop it up. All right, step away from the wit, the rigmarole, you know, the grind. And let's go ahead and feast spiritually. All right. Book of Divinity. Chapter 4. All right, verse 1. God said, for the spirit of a Zarathustrian who has completed his primary education, what then? On which all the members spoke after that div decree. So what's happening here, if you didn't watch our last video, what's happening here, there's been a type of congressional body founded in the heavens roughly 9,000 years ago, during the time of the historical Zarathustra, not the Zoroastrianism or Zoroaster that you know through Persian mythology today. That was named after the real one who lived thousands of years earlier, during the Ark of Lu, I believe it is. You know what I mean? He lived actually 3,000 years before Abraham, Brahma, Iwata, and Poe. You know what I mean? So this was during that time period. Roughly 9,000 years ago, there was a congressional body of angels who got together and came up with legislation or drafted laws for men and angels. You understand? In the heavens of the earth. And this was commanded by the Creator. All right. And it came on down through the chain of command. All right. And Zarathustra was the prophet born amongst men that was used to spread this light. All right. So when you see Zarathustrian, for the spirit of a Zarathustrian, remember Zarathustra would talk the same thing that on down the line that Abraham taught, on down the line that Moses taught, on down the line that Yahshua taught. So when you see Zarathustrian, it's synonymous with a faithist, someone who has faith in the ever-present Creator, meaning the Creator is right here within us and outside of us everywhere right now. He's not, the Creator is not restricted to a certain locality. You know what I mean? Now, Creator is ever present. So when you see a Zarathustrian, this simply means a faithist. A faithist is someone who has faith in the ever-present Creator, the all in all, who's not a man, never was a mortal man, never lived on earth, never came through the womb, none of that. So there's a difference between the Creator and a God. Okay, so God said this. God is older brethren of ours who was a one-time man. Most don't know that. All right. God is an immortal man. Man is a mortal God. Say it again. God is an immortal man. Man is a mortal God. Facts. God said, for the spirit of a Zarathustrian who has completed his primary education, what then? On which all the members spoke after that div decree. So the Diva is the congressional body. Div is the title of true God who's sitting 9,000 years ago in the heavens, and they about to do some legislation. Now, they also came up with a system in order for mortals who have the true faith in light of the Creator, what happens when they cross over. You see what I'm saying? They came up with it, they spoke about it, and then the head of the assembly or true God decreed it. Okay. Now, some of y'all may be asking, well, what is the primary education or the first education? Glad you asked. Let's show that real quick. All right. Because obviously at this point, this is somebody who has come through the ranks and has what? Graduated. Resurrection is basically graduation, y'all. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just graduation. You continue to graduate and elevate after this. You're not stuck in one place. All right. You continue to elevate and level up. You know, the creator's creation is full of countless worlds. You understand? So it's saying the spirit of a faith is who has already completed what? His primary education as soon as you cross over. So what you have right here is first resurrection or primary education, resurrection. You see? So you can ask us, okay, so what we gonna be doing when we die? What we gonna be doing in heaven? We go right to what we talking about and show you and put the years on it. Okay. We ain't just talking. This is not lick your finger scholarship. I don't know what you thought. Or you think we around here mealy mouthing and side fumbling out the jaws or something. No, we not playing. You see that? You can ask the question around here. Hey man, what you think we gonna be doing? What you think we gonna be doing? You know what I mean? And then we can have a straight up conversation that won't be vague. All right, that won't leave you like, dang, okay. Okay. I don't know. All right, I don't know. All right, so look at this first resurrection. So in chapter 4, talk about a brother or sister who has completed this. Huh? For the first 2 years, you were faith as you cross over, you are an Essene or a newborn spirit. Received in the nurseries and handed over to guardians, and and you there for what? 2 years. See that? And after you're inspected by, the angels that, that's watching over you and assisting you and inspiring you, then you move up to what's called an entered apprentice. You do that for 2 years. Then a craftsman, then a nurse assistant to the ASAPs. ASAPs are those who receive the record of your spirit or soul from your guardian angel. You become an assistant to them, the nurse assistant to the ASAPs, assistant to the physicians. Like what are physicians and nurses needed on the other side for? You never thought about it. You've been seeing it your whole life. Notice that you're born into a place that already has a system in order. What makes you think you're going to a place that doesn't have one? You're born into all this. See? So you go through all this so it will be familiar to you when it's time for you to cross over. You won't be oblivious to what's going on. See? Clarity. Makes sense. Right? What if a spirit dies in chaos? Like what system and order is set up to restore a chaotic spirit? Does anybody know? I'm talking about for those who don't study what we study, y'all. Look at this. Assistant to the physicians, nurse, physician, entered factor. Look at all these years, though. All these are the years in the middle that you spend doing this. For you a physician, 50 years. Entered factor, 12 years. Food transporter, 12 years. Yeah. Large bodies transporter, 12 years. A creative, 30 years. Ooze learner, 12 years. Entered college, 40 years. Inner architecture, look at you building. Look at that, 8 years. Judgment seat and throne building, dang, 18 years. Shout out to Cal P. He looked like a cold throne builder. Hey, Cal P. mess around this boy, construct a cold judgment seat, boy. Look at it right here. Enter school of light and darkness. Wow. Heaven, look, and that's for 70 years. Wow. Heavenly boats and ships, propeller and builder. We hear about UFOs and chariots, but we never realized they had to get built. Who built them? See, you continue to advance once you cross over. And these are the things you're going to be learning and doing. You know what I mean? So old boy was right. You're going to be doing work that you enjoy, but it was real vague. Like it ain't descriptive like this. You know what I mean? Look at this right here. Atmospheria and earth traveler. I'm an Orion and Pleiades dweller. Oof. Look at this right here. All right, so that's the primary, right? Now, in chapter 4, we dealing with the second resurrection education. All right, this is where we at today. We starting her. All right, we did the other side when? Last video, a couple days ago. All right, look at all this. And this show is broken down into years. You know what I mean? It's itemized what you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing this for this amount of years. All right? Ooh, I'm saying, like, what's the problem? I ain't heard nothing evil yet. I'm just hearing clarity. You dig? So let's read about becoming an apprentice, Louise, and then a Shaw, which is the guardian angel. You all have guardian angels, plural, not just one. Plural. And yeah, they keep record. They keep record of what you do. That record is given over to an Asaph. That's what you become after a guardian angel. After you serve 133 years as an Ashar and a guardian angel, you become an Asaph for 66 years. Then you enter the chapter of the primary soul. You become a messenger, a marshal for 200 years. And after marshal, you become a lord. Right? And that's not even a god. That's just a lord. You feel me? So we getting understanding today, man. All right, so let's read some of this. All right, I wanted to pull that up right there. You dig? So it can be shown. All right, we ain't just reading. You know, bro, and them actually pull something out so we can get, you know, so we can see what it is. All right. So now that we see that, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. God said, for the spirit of a Zarathustrian or a what? Faithist, right? Who are Israelites, y'all, who has completed his primary education, what then? On which all the members spoke after that Div decreed. He shall serve 200 years as an apprentice Louis. Who are the Louis? What are the Louis? The Louis are like angels in charge of generations. You know, spiritual geneticists. You know what I mean? Like matchmaker. Like, which to me, I'm like, they gotta be. You know, they gotta have a sense of humor because, you know, they're basically the inspiration behind your father and mother coming together to have you, and your grandparents coming together to have them. And you know how you get when you got the procreating. Don't act all holy now. And they gotta have a sense of humor is all I'm saying, because I know me. You know what I mean? I know me when it's time to get down. So they must have a sense of humor. You feel me? And I found that quite funny. Like, oh, okay. So really, the inspiration that turns you on when you look at your wife, a woman with that turns you on when you look at your husband, or actually Louis. Louis. That's funny. Look at it. It said he shall become proficient in the knowledge of procreation of what? Mortals. Learning to prophesy what the offspring will be, according to the parentage. To become wise in discerning how the S, or the spirit of a living mortal, governs the flesh, to good or evil. How the spirit, or the S, of a mortal controls the sex and ultimate size, health, and strength of the offspring. Do y'all hear that? That's all determined by your spirit. The father and the mother spirit determines all that. See what you do? You continue to advance. You become a highly advanced one-time mortal. You become an immortal man or woman, a god or a goddess, lord, lordess, chieftain, chieftainess, or chief, chieftainess. You know what I mean? That's it. You feel me? But you never worshipped or praised. See, that's the deal. The difference. Now, a true God don't want your worship. Just your brotherhood. Right? He needs you to move up so he can move further. The angels are ministering servants, according to Psalms, the 104th chapter. Ministering servants sent forth to be servants to those who shall be heirs to salvation. So you're not supposed to worship any god, man, angel, Lord God, any of that. No, you're a servant, or you're in service to the ever-present creator by the righteous work you do unto your neighbor, the righteous work you do unto others. So you got to get out there and do work, and you got to do work that has an effect out here. I was reading that in OWASP about what true charity is. Blew my mind. Like, wow. You know what I mean? You can put up all the soup kitchens you want and have all the clothes dryers and all that. Nothing wrong with it, but Unless whatever we provide is showing people how to become independent of us, meaning they don't need us. We can open up a soup kitchen and feed them soup tonight, and they right back hungry in the morning. We didn't teach them how to feed themselves. Whatever we call ourselves doing that's charity should be something that's giving a brother or a sister a skill, so they don't have to be dependent upon us. They can use that skill to affect righteous change around them and take care of those and take care of themselves and those around them. Other than that, the bum will be, or the less fortunate, I don't like saying bum, the less fortunate will be right back on the corner tomorrow begging. And even though there's nothing wrong with looking out for somebody right there temporarily, but just know that's little, like that did nothing in the effect of the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? You better off showing somebody how to feed themselves than feeding them. You better showing somebody how to make some money than giving them money. That's the whole point. You see that? He shall serve 200 years as an apprentice Louis. He shall become proficient in the knowledge of what? Procreation of mortals. He's going to be very proficient in it. You're going to know how and what turns mortals on. Learning to prophesy what the offspring will be according to the parentage, to become wise and discerning how the spirit of a living mortal governs the flesh, to good or evil. How the S, or spirit of immortal, controls the sex and ultimate size, health, and strength of the offspring. That's hard. To learn, look at you. You're learning still after you die. This is when you die. You cross over. You graduate. You resurrect. Look at this. To learn which the Louis shall take him to thousands of mortals. Now pay attention. So how cold this get. Very detailed. Get your mind blown. What is you talking about? Look what you learn to do. Remember, you read in the Bible where it says you're going to do greater things than these, and not damn person has ever done anything close to greater than what you read. But when you understand that all that happens when you cross over, you become highly advanced to where you're going to be doing things that far exceed what you reading about that's written down about Jesus or any prophet in the Bible. All right, you're getting the detail now. You getting the rank. You getting the grades. You getting the ranks. You getting how many years you're gonna be learning. You understand? You getting the titles of the schools you're going to. What you gonna be learning? Look at this. To learn which the Louis shall take him to thousands of mortals, and he shall make a record of what he has under observation. So we're dealing with science, right? What is a scientific fact? Something that's what observed and measured. Look at you dealing with science and dealing with the spirit world and science. You know, mankind did an horrendous injustice, separating spirit from what you call science. It's all one and the same, man. It's all one and the same. Spirit is a world. Different worlds are set up and ran off different administration and different dynamics. What people call laws, or what we call virtue of the Creator's presence. Observation. And when those mortals have offspring, look at this. And when those mortals have offspring born to them, he shall make a record of it. So where you think they get the inspiration for birth certificates? Good night. Y'all about ready to hang me now. Dang, hold on. Where they get the inspiration for birth records from? Hospitals, nurseries, physicians, doctors, governments. You think man just woke up, smelled the Folgers, and said, gee, I think I want to set up a republic. Gee whiz, I just want to start making records and house them in something called a library. No, man is propelled or influenced by what he can't see, what he can't tangibly hold. He's propelled and moved by that. You see? Now, what you can't see is influencing every man, woman, and child. That's where they get the inspirations to start recording births, to make birth records. They got it from the heavens or the spirit world. He shall make a record of it, and he shall observe the character of the birth and the foundation of the child, together with what conditions surrounded the mother of the child. Look at that. And you mean to tell me environment don't have anything to do with how a child develops? Look at this. And he shall follow that child till it has grown up. Look what you're going to be doing. And also married and begotten a child or children, and so on to the 6th generation. Y'all, generation is 200 years roughly. 33 years is generation times 6 gets you 198 years, roughly 200 years. Look at this work you're going to be doing. This is the 28th divine law. Wow. Wow, y'all get some understanding rocking with your brother, man. Give me an 8 up in the chat, man. Bless up, bless up, bless up. The spirit world. The book of Divinity, System and Order of the Spirit World, Part 2. And if you think it's all, pseudo, because I can hear you slanderous jaw Nick Rose right now. It's all pseudo. I guess that's the new word in the conscious community. Well, what we're going to do is simply ask you to provide something, a better system and order, and please provide it to a chapter and verse. Man, you're going to be waiting. You're going to be waiting till man goes extinct on this earth. And here we come. We ain't even coming bragging like we got the final message and the all in all. We just saying we got something that the people need to hear and listen to and take heed to, or at least consider. Check it out. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah, man is truly led. Yes, there are guardian angels. Look at this. Div decreed. Now remember, Div is the title that true God holds when he officiates over the heavenly Congress. Yes, there are. You got parliaments and Congress on earth. You got that idea from the heavens too. All right. Div decreed, after he has served 200 years, he shall be examined by his Lord. Look at that. That ain't the creator. Lord is not the creator. I know a lot of us be like, we serve the Lord. L-O-R-T, the Lord. Look, the Lord gonna kill you, niggas, man. The Lord. Well, especially boy, don't give a salute to the 12 tribes of Israel, man. I love the nation. Believe that. You know what I mean? Hey, but it's time certain things you got to get out the streets now. There's certain understanding that's in the streets that can no longer be ignored. And you either gonna deal with it head up, or you're gonna be stuck looking crazy. But remember, your rise and your fall is all on you. Right? You ain't gonna be able to blame nobody for your shortcoming, your inconsistency. It's all on you. Right? He shall be examined by his Lord or his Lord's deputy. And if proficient in prophesying to the 6th generation, meaning you got to become cold at prophesying down a span of 200 years concerning this child and his lineage. What is we talking about her? You still think that you being her, or you linking with certain brothers and sisters, or you hearing higher light, you understand, is a coinky dink? You still believe that? We showing you a system in order to where you got to be cold at prophesying for a span of 200 years concerning a certain a child and his descendants. And if proficient at prophesying to the 6th generation, he shall be entered as a guardian angel or an ashar on a list. Now look at this. Show you that God. People like, I talked to my guardian angel. And that sounds singular, Bobo. He shall be entered as an ashar on a list of 4 12s. Y'all, what's 12 times 4? 48, right? He shall be entered as a guardian angel on a list of 48 for every moon's change. So for every month, there is a rotation of 48 guardian angels. But the 48 guardian angels shall not be guardian angels to more than 192 mortals. So these 48 got watch over 192 mortals for 30 days. He shall be entered as an ashar on a list of 48 for every moon's change. The moon cycles. So now you got a deep understanding of the moon cycles too, because the shifts of guardian angels are regulated by the moon cycle. Oh, wait, sit your monkey ass down somewhere. You ain't heard none of this before. The moon cycles not only show you the seasons and the times of the earth, it also shows you the rotation and change and watch of the guardian angels in the heavens, man. Good night. If y'all understand that, give me a 7 up in the chat, man. So now we know. You see we cooking with the vortex over here. All praises to the Creator. The moon cycles do not just show you what's coming on the earth and when the plant crops. It also shows you what? The change of guard of the guardian angels every 30 days. Oh no, man. And look, y'all, I just caught that while I'm reading that with y'all. We just all got that at the same time. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all already knew that. But me, your brother, I just learned that while reading that. That's cool. So now I would never look at the moon the same anymore. I would never look at the moon the same ever again. Good night. You mean to tell me the moon is connected to the guard change of the guardian angels every month? And you want me to talk about biblical rape and killing of infants? Man, look, y'all don't get away from me with all that. I'm always willing to have a conversation, though, believe that. I'm always willing to bring some light, but understand this, that you in darkness. You're in darkness. We vibrating over here, man. Oh, praise to the Creator, man. I'm cheesing. I just got hit with that when y'all got hit with it. And that's crazy because I read this last night, but I must have been reading too fast. Man, that's cold. All right, let me get to this. But the 48, right here. He shall be entered as an ashore on a list of 48 for every moon's change. But the 48 ashore should not be ashores to more than 192 mortals, unless otherwise specially allotted by the Lord or God in dominion. For 4 generations. For 4 generations of 133 years. Remember, y'all. Generation is 33 years. 33 times 4 gets you 132, 133. We right there, right? For 133 years, he shall serve as a what? And a shar, a guardian angel. And he shall learn. Look what you're going to be learning as a guardian angel. And he shall learn to have dominion over his mortal proteges, night and day, not letting them, however, know his presence. So, y'all out here talking about you talking to your guardian angel, and do you know who you've been talking to? Have you tried the spirit? I'm saying, man, like, what's the message? Was a guardian angel, you learn to inspire your mortal proteges, those who you are in charge over, right? But without them understanding that that's you inspiring them. To accomplish which he shall begin with his proteges in their infancy. Look at that. Baby, sippy cup. The same infants these mealy mouth Negroes say they gonna murder if they God tell them to. Look at this. He shall begin with his proteges in their first infancy, remaining with them while they sleep, talking to the spirit of the mortal, teaching and persuading. This was the 29th divine heavenly Congress law. They have decreed. Having served the full term of a shah, he shall be entitled to examination by his lord or deputy. But now a new type of an examination begins, which is that the examination pertains to his students, his proteges, his fruit. Those he's been inspiring. Look at this. As to what kind of fruit he has sent to heaven. The grade of his Essenes, the newborn spirits, being the standard. This was the 30th divine law. So it ain't just good enough for you to be smart and be, passing with straight A's. Trip off this. Now those who you've been inspiring, now they got to be examined. What kind of fruit you sending to heaven? A lot of people run around here fumigating the mouth and call themselves teachers and all that, and you really ain't tripping off the fruit. Like, what are people learning and applying from what you talking about and taking that to affect righteous change right now within their lives? Are they doing any of that? You see, that's why we can tell you that running around here talking about biblical rape is not practical. Because ain't damn one of you Negroes gonna do that today. Because you already know what time it is. You already know the real ones got to handle their business. You see? See, that's low-hanging fruit. You teaching that ain't even finna get nobody nowhere. All anybody gonna know is how to be more lustful lawfully, according to them. You see? No, it's about the fruit that's being buried. Don't you got to examine in order to know what kind of tree it is? Don't you got to understand the fruit that comes from it? Oh, that's an apple tree right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's going to be examined too, man. Like those who call themselves all that are up under a great responsibility because it's people listening to what you're talking about. So make sure what you're talking about is right and exact, and make sure what you're talking about is practical. Meaning they can take that and practically apply it today to affect righteous change today. Right? You can't, it's not practical to cut open the belly of any animal and snatch the organs out and burn it as a burnt offering. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing today. It's not practical, man. You know what I mean? Look at this right here. Verse 7. Div decreed, having passed the examination as a shore, he shall now be promoted as Asaph, where he shall serve 66 years. Here again, his examination shall be not of himself, but of the harvest of his department, the resurrection. Right? This was the 31st divine law. So you're going to be graded off your work even on the other side. Right? The harvest is a resurrection. You know what I mean? Well, how many souls did you receive? You know what I mean? How many records did you receive on your watch? How many souls did you receive on your watch? You understand? That was ready for harvest time. Yeah, everybody's responsible, man. Including the angels. Div decree. His examination being complete, he shall now receive freedom, emancipation from all preceding departments and decrees. He's graduated. It's like you graduate from high school, you free from grade 12 all the way back to PK. Right? See, same system in order. Now you free from all that. Graduate. He shall not receive emancipation from all preceding departments and decrees. And he shall have his choice. Look at that. He still got a choice, huh? And he shall have his choice. So much for angels don't have free will. And he shall have his choice in all places he has passed, unless otherwise specially detailed by his Lord or God of his division. This was the 32nd divine law. Verse 9, Div decreed. Div decreed. He shall now be entitled to enter the chapter of what? The primary soul. Headshot. You're going to be doing all this when you cross over. His first lesson shall be in what? Colors and sounds. Both of corpor and S, or both of what? Physical and spirit. So for every color, there's a spiritual connotation or connection to it. S means spirit. Corpor means physicality. Physical, what you can tangibly hold. Here you go, crossed over as an advancing as a high-raised angel, and you learning about colors and sounds, both of corpor and S. So it's something spiritual to music, sound waves, music waves, and colors. First beginning with gray, of not more than 3 combinations. And when he has what? Mastered. You talking about you got your master's degree, right? And when he has mastered these, he shall have 4 combination of colors, then 5 combination of colors, then 10, and these are colors and sounds, y'all, or colors, then 100, and so on, until with any combinations of colors is placed before him, he can instantly perceive every color, shade, and tint, and the apparent velocity of light and its force emanating. Headshot. What you mean? What we gonna be doing? And what you done read that's code where you can perceive 100 different combination of colors when they're placed before you, and you can instantly perceive every color, shade, tint, and the apparent velocity of light and its force emanating. Up to 100 combinations of colors, and you can instantly rattle it off what it is. You high raised, you vibrating. You raising up through the ranks. That's cold. What you mean? Yes, you continue to grow and elevate. While you here, continue to perfect yourself, grow and elevate. All right? That you may be what? That you may be a benefit unto others. We ain't heard nothing evil yet for you slanderous mouth Negroes. Look at this. And he shall pursue this study. Look at you studying. And he shall pursue this study until he can create in spirit the counterpart of anything in flesh or reality, physical reality. Or creating physical reality, the counterpart of anything in spirit. Look at, man, stop that, man. Look at what you gonna be doing. You're gonna be so high raised, you're gonna be doing this until you can create in spirit the counterpart of anything in corporate or physical reality. So just think of anything in physical reality. And you're gonna be studying this, you're gonna be studying this department of the primary soul. Right? Think of anything with Trump Towers. Until you can make Trump Towers in the spirit, you're going to be studying this. Until you can, until a combination of 100 colors can be placed before you, and you can instantly perceive the color, shade, tint, the velocity of light, and the force emanating from it. Until you can create what's physical, the counterpart in the spirit realm, and vice versa, you're going to be studying that and learning that. Man, this stuff sounds like some Doctor Strange stuff, man. Y'all seen Marvel, Doctor Strange? It sounds like we're going to be in school learning just to, you know what I mean, master elements. And, man, that's tight. Like the last airbender or something, man. That's cold. That's cold, man. Man, that's cold. Now look at this right here. And of sounds, look at this. And of sounds, he shall proceed in the same way. First, learning the combination of 3 sounds, so that when his teacher produces any 3 sounds, or what they call notes together, he can hear them. So you got teachers on the other side too. You students, teachers. He can hear them and determine the exact velocity of each wave. Oh, what kind of waves we dealing with? We dealing with sound waves when we cross over. Benefit, headshot, body blow, headshot. You mean to tell me you're going to be registering sound waves, boy? Man, y'all better leave me alone, man. Yeah, look, just leave us alone and just come and sit on down and listen and learn about what you don't know. You know what I mean? Learn about what you don't know. That ain't, being prideful and boastful. It's the truth. You ain't heard none of that. And if anybody know, I'd have been up and down them pages. You understand? I've been teaching Bible as an Israelite for 18 years. You know what I mean? Found out 20 years ago. So I understand. Look, I done been up and down them pages of the Holy Bible. You ain't read nothing like this. Closest you got is the book of Enoch, and that's, even when that goes deep, it's still vague. It still leave you hanging a little taste. This is right. Look, this is so deep, but yet so easy to explain. Niggas measuring sound waves. Man, if y'all don't leave me alone somewhere, that's all I'm gonna tell you. You dig? And determine the exact velocity of each wave. Then he shall begin with 4 sounds, then 5 sounds, then 10 sounds, then 100 sounds, and even 1,000 sounds. Can you imagine all the sound waves coming in and out of him? He has to register and instantly tell you what time it is. Yeah. You high raised at that point, boy. Yeah, and you ain't not really. I mean, you moving up, but you ain't even high raised, man. Look, there's angels that been in the spirit world for hundreds of thousands of years, who are higher than what you read now. You understand? You still in the atmosphere at this point. You ain't even hit the emancipated heavens, the heavens outside the earth and her atmosphere. Oh, this is within the atmosphere right here. Man, what I'm telling you, this is marvelous. Look at this. Look at this right here. It says, then he shall begin with 4 sounds, then 5, then 10, then 100, and even 1,000, which even though made in the same instant, he shall detect every one, and the velocity and force of each. This was the 33rd divine law. Y'all, these are laws that our big brothers and sisters came together and made for us, for mortals and angels. You dig? It's already a system and order in place for when you cross over, man. It's already a whole system in order, right? That's explained very thoroughly. Look at this. Div decreed, he shall now begin the practice of combining and creating color by sounds. Man, go sit down somewhere, man. You mean to tell me you about to create colors with sound waves? How about this? If that's the case, then guess what that make colors and sounds? It makes them the same thing. They're just registered differently. One is registered upon your eyeballs, the other upon your eardrums. But it's the same wave or force. They're the same thing. Registered upon the eye, it's called color. Registered on the eardrum, it's called a sound. It's nothing but vortexian current. That's all it is. Right? It's registered differently. It's received. One is received by the eyes, the other is received by the ears. You know what I mean? Look at this. He shall now begin the practice of combining and creating color by sounds and sounds by colors. Both, look at this, both in physical reality, corporate, and spirit. You're going to be creating colors by sounds and sounds by color for physical reality and spirit. His teacher shall make explosions with light and explosions without light. And by using only his eye and ear, he shall be able to determine the elements by which the explosions were made. This was the 34th divine law. So now we're dealing with the periodic time of table of elements in the heavens, y'all. Yeah, it just exists in a different form. What you got in solids exists in gas. Gaseous state. It vibrates at a higher or a different frequency to where you look at it and it doesn't look like anything is there. But it just exists. It just exists outside of visible light. That's it. Look how cold you're gonna become. And by using only your eyes and ears, you shall be able to determine the elements by which the explosions were made, like what he used to make explosions. Y'all hear this? Wow, that's the 34th divine law. That's cold. Look at this. Div decree. He should go far away from the explosions. Oh, man, come on now. That means he was close at first. He should go far away from the explosions, and when the waves come to him, even though he does not hear the explosion, he shall be able to determine by the waves, by the sound waves, y'all. He shall be able to determine by the sound waves of what substance the explosion was made, and whether in light or darkness, and if in light, what colors were manifested. This was the 35th divine law. This is crazy, man. This is y'all. I got to keep it all the way solid with you. I ain't never read nothing like it. I would just say, if you say I'm wrong, we'll produce the document that's even close. And the crazy part about OWASP is it doesn't even make his boast as being holy or the best or the final revelation. It tell you we got errors in it. We ain't telling you gotta put your religion down, or your book down. Just know what you read, man. Most of us don't know. And here we go, combining all type of evil attributes that belong to the false gods and throwing them on the creator. So if you got an evil or wicked disposition about the creator, then you're giving him a free case. You're giving him a free case. You know what I mean? That's why this is very important. You don't want to be a slave to a false god, because I'm going to hit you with something. The false gods have their heavens. They have their kingdoms. They're all temporary. Eventually, they all fall. You know what I mean? And they find themselves in torment, but yeah, they got heavens. And you don't want to be worming on your belly, you know what I mean, becoming a slave and chanting to a false god. You know what I mean? Until his kingdom fall, and then you got to go into torments with him, and eventually you get delivered out of it. You know what I mean? But if you can keep that fire up off you, why wouldn't you? Look at this. Div decreed, he shall now receive instruction in the sounds of conversation. First, his teacher shall cause him to hear two people conversing at the same time, missing nothing that is said. Then 3, then 4, then 5, then 10, then 100, and then 1,000 people at one time conversing, y'all. 1,000. But no greater number in this department. This was the 36th divine law. You be able to differentiate between 1,000 different conversations. Huh? And y'all, you ain't even a god yet. At this point, you ain't even a Lord. All right, we've been bamboozled. That's right, right. When the differentiation between the Creator and the gods went out of the minds of men, whew, with that gone, boy, the false deities been having a field day. All right, and our people are boldly opening up their mouth, claiming they will commit heinous crimes in the name of the God. Good night, boy. You understand? Count yourself blessed. Count yourself blessed, man. You dig? Takes a lot of pressure up off of you. You need that. All right. Man, that's crazy. Verse 13, Div decreed, he shall now analyze. Look at you being analytical as an angel. As a son or a daughter of the Creator. Look at you analyze, becoming analytical. He shall now analyze the waves of voice in which he cannot hear the sounds. His teacher shall station him in a certain place and cause him to read the waves of light and sound that come to him. Woof. So that he knows not only the word spoken, but the kind of person speaking or singing. This was the 37th divine law. You're becoming more and more advanced. Training up, you're learning, you're growing. And why? Right? Because the Creator may call on you to do a major work in one of his countless worlds and assist more of his creation in resurrection and raising up, because it's upward and outward forever, y'all. All right? Creation is something that's in progress, that's in motion, that's expanding. You understand? Now, we ain't talking about being boxed in, stuck somewhere. We're talking about forever advancing, forever growing, forever learning. It don't stop with this. Right? And again, even if you don't believe it, at least you're aware. And if you really want to get it cracking, you need to go ahead and show us something that has just as good, if not better, system and order. That's it. Nobody telling you got to believe anything. You don't believe nothing we talking about, nothing I'm saying. You understand? You got to arrive at an understanding within your own spirit about what's going on. You know what I mean? And be real with yourself. Until you're ready to be real with yourself, you're not ready to have a conversation with a realist or a faithist or somebody that's going to keep it solid at all costs. You ain't ready to talk to nobody like that. And you're going to get your little fee-fees hurt. All right? Look at this right here. Div decreed, his teacher shall now cause him to read the... I read that already, didn't I? I'm going to read it again. Div decreed, his teacher shall now cause him to read the waves of light and sound emanating from two persons talking at the same time, whom he cannot hear. He shall understand not only the words spoken, but the kind of person speaking. Then he shall read the waves in the same way for 3 persons, then 4, then 8, then 100, and even 1,000. This was the 38th divine law. Div decreed. Then he shall be taken near a battlefield where mortals are in deadly conflict, and he shall be stationed far enough away so he does not hear the sounds. But when the waves come to him, sound waves of war, he shall read them and know the number of the men in battle, the kind of weapons in use, and the cause of contention. This was the 39th divine law. Yes, you continue to perfect as when you cross over. That's a beautiful thing. And it's also, y'all, take a lot of pressure off you to understand this ain't no rat race, man. All right. You ain't in competition with none of your brothers or sisters. This is your journey. You know, you advance and move up at your own pace. Your rise and your declension is all on you. All on you. All right. You want to be in a good spot. Once you cross over, you understand? Stop being a misfit all your damn life and do something good for somebody. That's it. Do something righteous for somebody. Do something good, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, work on perfecting those around you. Again, it's better to teach them how to feed himself than give him food. It's better to show him how to get money than give him money. Right? That's real charity. Right? Because you're helping or assisting, and that's what you're here to do. Help your brothers and sisters, assist your brothers and sisters in any way they can in raising up. And what better way to raise up while you in the flesh? By perfecting thyself. Get a skill or something. You don't got a skill, it's time to learn. Shit, you go to YouTube, go to DIY University and get something cracking. You're gonna have to do something real quick. Look at this right here. Verse 16, they have decreed he shall not be promoted to be a messenger between lords and between lords and gods. This was the 40 of divine law. They have decreed for 100 years he shall serve as messenger. At the end of that time, shout out to my sister Swift Messenger, man. Much love. All right, and at the end of that time, rise in power, sis. We don't say rest in peace. We say rise in power. And at the end of that time, his lords and gods shall render his record and promote him to marshal. And at this, his emancipation, graduation from all the preceding decrees and departments shall open these latter to him to choose whatever department he desires, except on such time and occasion as specially required by his Lord or God. This was what? The 41st divine law. Look at this. They have decreed. They have decreed. Look at this. For 200 years he shall serve as marshal, and under as many as 40 lords and gods, and in as many as 20 heavenly kingdoms. This was the 42nd divine law. They have decreed he shall not be promoted Lord and have dominion over a city. Look what the Lord is an angel, a one-time man, y'all, who received the title of Lord, and now he in spirit he has dominion over a city. Right? So there's a Lord over your city or a nation of mortals, and over the spirits belonging to that city. Over you and the spirits belonging to it, or a nation. This was what? The 43rd divine law. If y'all getting some understanding, give me a 5 up in the chat. Bless up, y'all. Bless up, bless up. Let's pull some of this back up. We can see what we just read. All right, again, this is not lick your finger scholarship. We out here handling business. Handling business. All right, hold on. Is that it? Nope, that ain't it. That ain't it. Man, where my chart at? Ah, that's messed up. I know that deal ain't. We got all that, the grades of mortals. Y'all see all that popping up? Look at your boy Uncle Ball. Ah, man, they didn't mess around. Okay. We getting understanding. We all good in this deal. I see we got receipts. Arc cycles and all that. I don't know what nobody talking about. Like we ain't outside, like we ain't active. You know what I mean? We really showing the brothers and them mercy, to be honest. On every level. We the ones that's outside. We active. All right. Look at that right there. That's what we just went over. The second resurrection education, or the secondary education of mortals or faithists once they cross over. We went over the first resurrection of the primary education last video, and then we going over this now. All right. And so for the first 1,000 years, y'all, you got right here for the first 1,000 years closely. You know what I mean? 1,071. For the first 1,071 years as a faithist that crossed over and died, this is what you're going to be doing. rising up through the ranks. You go from Essene to Lord. For the first 1,071 years, 699 years plus 372 years. It's you 1,071 years of training, education, you understand, and what we call righteous labor, right? And laboring amongst angels and mortals for the resurrection of both. All right, and if you got a better system in order, please, go ahead and post that deal or something, man. Yeah, that's that nigga Uncle Ball, man. That's your boy Uncle Ball. I ain't read nothing evil yet, man. You dig? We ain't read nothing evil yet. We ain't over here doing no type of seances to the devil. You know what I mean? None of that. None of that. You dig? Clarity. And in a time when, again, men are bragging about raping and killing infants, you dig? What better time for clarity than now? See, eventually hit dogs holler, right? If there's an unclean spirit or if it's a Drujan spirit that's on the brothers and sisters of the nation, it's going to come out, hit dogs holler. All we got to do is apply pressure, shine light. You dig? Those in darkness hate the light. All we got to do is drop light bombs. Dang. Turn them lights off. Dang. All right, so we just went over that right there. Let's get to the next chapter. That's what's up, man. We getting understanding. Understanding. All right, then you can sit back and meditate on these things, yo. Sit back and meditate, go over them. That's where the increase comes for me when I sit back and reflect over what I just read. Like, man, that's cold. Like, we just learned about the moon cycles and how they also are connected to the change of guard of the Ashars or guardian angels that keep watch over mortals. 48 guardian angels for every 192 mortals. Every 30 days. Change with the moon. I mean, I'll never look at the moon the same after reading it. That's crazy, man. All right, so the first 1,071 years after you die, from being in the same newborn spirit all the way up to being the Lord. Man, very detailed, ain't it? Right. And now I'll go back and watch the video we was playing earlier. Vague. It's vague as a mud. Very vague. Very dry. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, you know what, it really ain't too detailed. That right there is detailed. Chapter 5, OI Speed, Book of Divinity, Sky, Earth, Spirit. Let's work. What about where you see your family? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of us have questions about that. Dude was trying to make a connection that you would, but if you get into, there's really nothing that says you will or even remember, because all things shall be made new. No remembrance of former things. So how you gonna know? All tears get wiped away. So any memory you have, like, you know what I mean? All that's gone. So God propounded, if a man dies and is not a faithist, a realist, a Zarathustrian, what then? See, so even there's a system in order for those who are not faithists. Y'all think it's a game? We got that too. What are we saying? You know them as atheists. Or not necessarily an atheist, just somebody who ain't, what happens. But this mainly talking about those who are atheists. Now watch this. Timetable thing. And where that deal go again? Hold on, y'all. There you go. Now watch this. See this? Now this is education for the non-faithists. And out of the non-faithist group, guess who usually come out of these? Who emerge out of the non-faithist group? The false gods. But there's even a system in order for those. How fair is that? Nothing about eternal hellfire. There is hell, but you put your own self there. Especially if you like a murderer or something like that. Oh man, you can kill somebody, boy. Your enemy can catch you and torment your ass, throw you in hell. Yep. And you got to work and labor to restore him. Because he's angry, he's pissed, you murdered him. There is a such thing as spirit retaliation. Remember that. But it's yourself, based off your actions, that put you there. God is not putting you in hell. Now, God and his angels will be sent by the Creator to deliver you out of hell. You know? I mean, why is that hard to understand? Didn't in one of the lost books of the Bible, Jesus went to hell and delivered those from hell? Loosened the gates of Hades. This right here is education after you die for an atheist, basically, a non-faithist. All right. Got it all right here. There will still have to be a system in order for that spirit, because they're still sons and daughters of the Creator. Oh, you want something to say something about your chestnuts gonna be roasting forever, huh? Everybody has free will, but the free will comes responsibility, though, Jack. Once you spill, you got to clean up. All right. You know, the moral of the story is, y'all, eventually we all get there. You know what I mean? We all get there, man. Everyone. But you gotta right your wrongs, though. Period. All right. Look at it. God propounded, if man dies and is not a faith, is what then? All members spoke and then did decree. Because he did not accept the light from the Creator, or the Zarathustrian law, while living, he is unsuitable for the highest exalted places of the light. For all official preference shall be to the Zarathustrian. This was the 44th divine law. So it's like, you ain't accept what it was, so you unsuitable for the highest exalted places. All right, that's the preference for those, or for those who saw the Creator's light and got it done. But look at this. Div decree regarding the same spirit. What spirit? Those who were non-faithists. Those who were basically atheists. All right, now these are the laws decreed for them. One who had not been a Zarathustrian, his education shall not run to the Lord head. Now you in a different school than us. So we studying the dissipation and creation of worlds. Now, man, you over there singing, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Man, nah. We not on our ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and we ain't nursery rhyming. All right, we over here on some high level, and here you go, couldn't crossed over, and you know what I mean? You ain't in the same lane, but you're learning. You know what I mean? All right, your education won't run to the Lord head nor to the Godhead. He should not be a column in the Father's building, nor one of the archstones of great strength. But he shall stand as a plain brick. No plain brick in the wall. This was the 45th divine law. No, it's still a place for him. But I mean, come on, y'all. We shoot to be great, not mediocre. You know what I mean? Like, there's a spot for you right over there. What is wrong with you? What made you think that there ain't no Creator? Boy, just the fact that you twisted your lips and had the nerve to even say that. Div said, I am not created God to merely serve my time and nothing more. I am to look far ahead as to who shall be lords and gods over the earth and atmosphere. You hear what God is saying? I ain't here just to buy my time and get away. I got to prepare something so when the next one sit on the Creator's throne is God and has lords and lord gods under him, this thing can run in smooth succession. You see that? Huh? Look at this. Dear propounded. What then shall be the course of a spirit who was not a Zarathustrian? And this was made the 46th divine law. He shall be delivered to the Asaphs, who shall enter him in the nurseries as an Essean, where he shall remain 6 years, learning the elementary powers and expression. So the faith is Esseans 2 years. He got to stay there for 6 years. You know what I mean? And he's learning. I mean, he's learning still, but he ain't, everybody can't ride in the fast lane, Jack. He over in the slow lane with his permit. Look at this right here. Div decreed the 47th divine law. The same spirit shall then be apprenticed in manufacturing and general labor, where he shall serve 12 years, unless previously instructed in these things while mortal. So what you doing now, y'all, you gonna continue to do when you cross over to. You'll learn new things as well. But with the skill you have now, you're gonna be putting that to use when you cross over. Dang, that's cold. Headshot benefit. Look at this. Div decree, the 48th divine law. He shall now enter school and learn surveying and measuring without instruments. That's cold. I mean, you can measure something to the 32nd of an inch without having a ruler, without having a measuring tape. That's cold. And learn surveying and measuring without instruments and determining the kind of emanations that rise up from earth, their altitude and density. And he shall learn exploration and enumeration in both physicality and spirit. The building of Piedmazars, these are chariots, y'all, fire ships. The building of Piedmazars and Otivans, the constructing of aeroships, and all other vessels used in the heavens to carry things from place to place. And he shall serve 30 years in these things. Creator so cold, he got a system in order for everyone, man. What you want to hear? Nah, his chestnut's gonna roast forever. He ain't believe. Remember, everybody develops at their own. Look, eventually the atheist is gonna have to come to the understanding of who his creator is in his own time and in his own way. You trying to force it on him ain't gonna work. He ain't gonna do nothing but resent you more and more. Div decreed, the 49th divine law, he should not be promoted to restoring, nursing, and caring for the drudges. The true jobs are the drudges of those, the kitty guard spirits, those beneath the grades. The wandering spirits, the foul and dark spirits, these are the drudges, or who people call demons. For the drudges who are being rescued by the captains, generals, and lords, in which service he shall work 30 years. But in both the 48th and 49th divine laws, it was afterward decreed, whatever service he did in these areas while living in mortal life shall stand twofold to his credit in spirits. See, so whatever skill you got right now will be credited to you twofold. You cross over, that's tight. That's tight. That's a benefit to know. It's a benefit to know. Div decree, if now acknowledges and practices faith in the Great Spirit, see, even the atheist, if you don't acknowledge in this world, he got to acknowledge in the next. So it gets to a point to where he's coming up through the understanding and say, you know what? Yeah, got to be a creator. Dang, that's crazy. Right? He shall be promoted to the college of creation and taught to what? Create light and darkness. Woo! Light and darkness. After this, he shall be taught to sarges, flowers, trees, and clothes, and take elementary lessons in music and expression. All right, sarges, so basically making appear flowers, trees, clothes, you know what I mean? Flexing his spiritual power, what he done learned through his training, right? And take elementary lessons in music and expression, in which branches he shall serve 50 years. And then he shall be entitled to examination. And if he can withstand the 3rd grade of light, he shall be ranked bridegroom of Om. This was the 50th divine law. The 51st thus provides with Om. All right, Om is what? Om is female for what? Yahweh, Jehovah. Bridegrooms marry Om. Brides marry who? The creator. Example, hence a female reaching this level will be ranked bride of the creator. Men would be bridegrooms of Om, which is the female. Like, now trip off this. We read, well, the creator is male and female. Right? You read it in your Bible too, Genesis 1, 26 and 27. So it never made sense for you as a man to call yourself a bride of Christ. You're a man, you're not a bride, you're a bridegroom. See that? You're a groom, you're not a bride, you're not a woman. You see how YHWH'S just cleared that up? All men are bridegrooms at resurrection. All women are brides. There you go. You got grown ass men saying, I'm a bride to Christ Jesus. No, you are grown. See, the creator is force. positive, negative, male, female. You see? The creator is male and female, right? Not a man or a woman, male and female. Energy, force, all right? Male because what? The male gives. Female because what? Female receives. And just talking about sending and receiving energy, all right? The creator is ever present, male and female. So as a man, you will be a groom. That's common sense. As a woman, you will be a bride. How the hell are you a grown-ass man telling us I'm Jesus Christ's bride? And if you be real with yourself, it never felt right saying it. What you mean I'm a bride? Nigga, I'm not no woman. The hell you. But if you understand that the brides and bridegrooms are the title for those at resurrection, when it's time to graduate and resurrect and leave the atmosphere and get into the emancipated heavens. You know, in my Father's house of many mansions, the countless worlds and different, you know, expansions of creation and all this. Time to get to that, right? In order to get to that, you at harvest time, which are at different periods of time while God is sitting at you know, different periods of time that God is sitting during an arc cycle. There are harvest times or resurrections. Every man is a groom, y'all, at harvest time. Every woman is a bride. Why? And how can this be? Because the creator is male and female. So you grown ass niggas are not brides. You're grooms to the female aspect of creator. Okay? The women are the brides of creator. Jehovah or Jehovah, however, you know what I mean? Ooh-wee. And if you spilled your coffee, don't get mad. You lick your fingers and go on over to Genesis 1:27. It says the same thing. In the image of God made he him, male and female. Since you believe God is the creator anyway, in the image of God made he them, male and female. Even Bible says God is male and female. All right? But the clarity is coming to show none of you men are brides. Okay? You're grown. Clarity. Headshot. All right. And if he can withstand the third grade of light, he shall be ranked bridegroom of the creator. This was the 50th divine law. The 51st thus provides. If he does not yet comprehend faith in the creator or all person, he shall be granted freedom to all the places where he has served. And he shall be emancipated from all lords and gods and from all labor and education and honorably discharged. And honorably discharged to pursue whatever he desires in any place in heaven or earth. Nor shall the lords or gods take any more notice of him, other than due respect and honor. Look at that. You still get your honor and respect. You've been honorably discharged. This is high as you going, Jack. Look at this. Regarding this Div, son of all light. See, God, or Div is the title that true God holds over the legislative body of angels in the heavens. So when it says Div, it means true God. So regarding this, God, or true God, son of all light, spoke, saying, this also shall be part and parcel of the divine law, which is to say, from the latter class, from what we just read, from the latter class rise the false gods. There it is. So if you are atheist in flesh, when you cross over, you still an atheist, right? And usually, those who don't have faith in the ever-present creator eventually become the false gods. Dang, that's cold. Dang, that's cold. Look at you, sorry. Look at y'all. Yeah, man, y'all know that was crazy. Around here talking about some you a bride. No, the hell you not. Boy, you's a man. I's a boy, Damon. Boy, you's a man. Talking about you a bride. Man, oh man. That's crazy. From the latter class rise the false gods and false lords, who often set up kingdoms of their own in the atmosphere. They shall not rise. They shall not rise above what? The second resurrection, y'all. See, the atheist, there's a system for him. The creator don't miss anything, but he gonna bump his head. They're gonna have to raise the debt ceiling on him. He gonna bump his head. You ain't going, look, you ain't getting up past the second resurrection. Meaning you still in the atmosphere. Meaning no false God or Lord has even been to Ethereum. Can't tell you nothing about the highest heavens. They still here. They still here in the earth and the heavens surrounding the earth. As high as they can go. Because they don't have faith in the creator or the all person. I mean, at least your chestnuts ain't roasted. Look at it. The voice of the creator came to God saying, see, there's a difference, y'all. The voice of the creator came to God saying, without the disbeliever in spirits, without the atheist, mortals could not find courage to kill serpents. Without false gods and false lords, the lowest demons would never be put to work. Those who cannot be raised by persuasion may be aroused by less scrupulous masters who make slaves of them. Oh, headshot. That was cold. You see what the creator say? There's a need for the atheists. There's a purpose for them. Without the disbelieving spirits, mortals cannot find the courage to kill serpents. Y'all, somebody gotta fly a damn helicopter over Mount Vesuvius and dive head first into that sucker. Because it ain't ain't finna be damn one of us. Yeah. You need the atheists. Yeah. Go ahead and dive head first into Mount Vesuvius. Yeah. Go ahead and stick your head up dive head first down into dive down there and go explore where the Titanic is. Yeah, atheists. Yeah. Drill into the earth's crust. Yeah. We need to know what's going on. You need somebody like an Indiana Jones who's willing to put his life in danger, climb a 1,000-foot wall. Cliffhangers and rock climbing. Man, I'll be looking at some of this stuff, man. Like I seen a young cat. Young cat was climbing one of the biggest mountains ever. You dig? And he ain't had no ropes on him. Just a bag of powder. And this nigga climbed the highest mountain ever. 30-year-old little cat. You dig? And was just oblivious with it. Like, and he knew so many people died trying to climb this. This cat got up at like 5:30 in the morning, stretched, and walked right to the base of that mountain and started climbing. There's a need for the atheists. Somebody got to dive head first into Mount Vesuvius and get some temperatures on that lava to report back to your science teacher, you know what I mean, what lava really is. So you can learn. You dig? Yeah, so let them dive head first into Mount Vesuvius. Go ahead. Oh, man. You won't be persuaded. Maybe you'll be aroused by less scrupulous masters who make slaves of you. Chapter 6 of Divinity. Oh, I speak. Man, we get some understanding today, man. You know what I mean? We get some understanding today. All praises and great glory. All right, chapter 6. Oh, I speak. In the 12th moon of the Diva, the voice of the creator Jehovah came to Div, saying, so that my lords and my gods may not err, you shall promulgate the foundation of the divine law. God perceived, and in the name of Div, he decreed. What does promulgate mean? It means to make known. So you shall make known the foundation of the divine law. God perceived, and in the name of Div, he decreed. Hear me, O gods and lords. This is the foundation of divine law. The decrees of God and his lords, his Lord gods and his lords, not singly, but by all members and ratified by the council of Diva under Div, son of the creator, son of all light. That is to say, a kingdom in heaven rises or falls by divine law. A kingdom or nation on earth rises or falls by divine law. The virtuous are rewarded and exalted by divine law. The wicked are cast into trials by divine law. But this is not divine law, meaning this was not something that the high-raised gods and, you know, his lords and lord gods that came up with. This is because of the creator right here. Look at it. But this is not divine law, man to be created and live. To live a time on earth, then die and enter heaven. These are done by what? The ever presence, the all light, the creator, and not by the devil, and not by the legislative body of angels that make up for the form laws that govern man and angels. You see the difference? All right. There are things that happen because the creator's there. He's ever present. And there are things that, you know, high-raised angels sit down and formed and ratified. You see that? Look at this. This is divine law, namely to assist man out of darkness in the light, to give security to the helpless, to raise the souls of men to everlasting light, to minister to the needy, to deliver those who are in pain, to teach man, to desist laboring for himself, to teach him to labor for others. But this is not divine law, for seed to grow, for a tree to grow, for a spider to weave its web. These are done by the ever-living presence, the All-Master, Creator. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee. That's major right there. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, bang, bang, bang. Yeah, my bad. I had to take care of something real quick. Let's get back to it. All right. Look at this. This is divine law, namely to regulate the affairs of angels and mortals. See that? For their ultimate resurrection. To lay the foundation for harmony in community. To gather together the inharmonious and put them in tune. See the work of God and his angels and his lords and Lord gods. You know what I mean? In relation to mankind, the work that got to get done. She was about harmony and ultimate resurrection and all that. Regulation of the affairs and all that, man. This deal is some high-level information, man. It really is. To put those that's out of tune in tune, right? But this is not divine law, to provide the earth with life. All right, it ain't got nothing to do with a God or a Lord God. You dig? To provide the earth with life, or to hold it in its place, to build the place of the higher or lower heavens, to provide corporate or provide S. These things are by the ever personal presence, the creator, and shaped and molded by his hand through the chiefs of the higher heavens. This is divine law, to bring man and woman together in marriage. That's righteous. That's right. Wisely, for the potential child's sake and for the joy of all. This is not divine law, to give desire for marriage or desire from marriage. These are from the all person, the master light. This is divine law. When a man walks along, to take him by the hand and bend him to the right or left. But this is not divine law, for the man to go forth. This he does by the ever presence, The creator, Jehovah or Maz. Look at this. A carpenter builds a house, but he did not build the logs or the stone. The diva builds kingdoms in heaven and kingdoms on earth and shapes them for usefulness and beauty. And when they are old and out of sorts, the diva abandons them and they fall to pieces. Nevertheless, the creator provided and provides the wherewithal for the whole. Div decreed, this also you shall promulgate in heaven and earth, lest angels and mortals worship God and angels, Div and Diva. For though the Diva appoints mortal kings, yet mortals shall not worship Div or divinity or the divine. Y'all heard that? No God is to be worshipped. If you worship a God, he's false. True God is your brother. Right? There to assist in resurrection. Right? Easy work. Easy work. We cooking with the vortex today. Y'all getting some understanding? Give me a 3 up in the chat. Bless up, family. Bless up. Let me look at the chat real quick. Bless up. Oh yeah, y'all in the chat getting damn. Over here learning about moon cycles and how the moon cycles also point to the change of God of guardian angels every 30 days dealing with mortals. Good night. And ain't just one guardian angel. He's 48 of them for every 192 mortals. Change guard every 30 days. You've been talking to your guardian angel, singular? Sure? I'll see y'all in the building. Rocking with your brother. I won't be too much longer. I'm gonna shut it down in about 30 minutes. And dig. I gotta give me some grind, some good old grinding on. I gotta give me some good old grinding on in the manana. You know what I'm talking about? Give me a little grind on. Feet to the streets. Okay, cool. Man. Oh, it's something. Okay. Chapter 7, Divinity. Oh, I speed, sky, earth, spirit. We got 3s flying up in the chat. Bless up. All right, coming around third base. We about to go ahead and come on home. Land this fire ship right on for riding with your brother. Dig. Next one, we come back on and continue to read through these. We done read through the book of discipline. We done read through the book of judgment. Now we in the book of divinity. We're going to get into the book of inspiration, the book of knowledge, the book of light. Man, it's just so much information. Cosmogony, prophecy. There's a lot to learn, to meditate on, to soak in. And when you start trying or proving these things to see if it's solid, when you really start proving the timetables of prophecy, all right, when you look under what art cycle, you say, okay, that was during the time of one of these archangels right here, one of these Ethereal angels. And the WASP is saying that this was 12,000 years ago, 15,000 years ago, and then the one before that was 18,000 years ago. And then look at what's being said and what's being revealed, and then see if modern science can match you anything. Get your mind blown. It'll blow your mind what they know. From 12, what they pulling out the earth from 12,000 years ago, 15,000 years ago, 18,000 years ago. And we know all that was during the time of Osir, the true one, not the false one. Osir, Apollo, and Thor. Not the Greek gods and the Egyptian gods, not those you know amongst men. These men lived thousands of years before, you understand? And had died, crossed over, and went through all that education you just saw on the screen, and eventually raised up to become something high, vibrating, and useful for the creator to subdue his creation and, get them on the right path and raise them out of darkness and give them that light. You know what I mean? Thousands of years later, false gods rise up, and instead of taking their name, instead of using their own name, they adopt the names of famous men who came before them and just switched the doctrine. So when you hear Osiris today, you think of the spandex god in the judgment hall of YAH'S. Think of this nigga. You don't think of, nah, there actually was an Osir that wasn't playing with niggas. Wasn't playing with you. You know, Osiris, this is who you think of. You think of Uncle Ball. You realizing Ball and Osiris is in the same, was on the same team. You would know that if you read OWASP, though. You read OWASP, you know that, oh, they was on the same team. That's why they got the same headpiece. That's why they sitting the same with something in their hands. You know what I mean? That's why. All right, now this is your boy Uncle Ball right here, or L. You know what I mean? I'm in the Ra, whoever you in there. Hey, he's right there, same dude. Notice he's sitting down with something with a tight dress on, sitting on a throne, and he has symbols of rulership in his hand. Like his other hand broke off. And look at the elongated Shriner's hat on that he has. If you was to look at him from the side, he would look like your boy. Look like your boy. Look at your boy. It's Judgment Almighty right here. You look like this. Like old Cyrus, the green god, in spandex or a long dress, just like we just saw Ball have on. Uncle Ball had on a long dress, tight one, and from the side it looked like what? Leggings. That's the Judgment Hall of Ma'at right there. So Cyrus got an elongated skull. He's sitting on the throne. And he has symbols of rulership in his hand. Right? And he got on a tight dress or maybe spandex, leggings. Just like who? There he is. Your boy Ball. Boy Ball. Right? Ball and Osiris, the false, were on the same team. Look at that. See, we over connecting the dots today. So when we say that the creator is not a man sitting on the throne anywhere, it's because the false gods are sitting on thrones. You know, true God sits on the throne too, but he's not, where true God is not the creator. All right. True God and them make a throne and call it the throne of the creator. They make it out of pure light, crafted. You see, one of the ranks you got to go through is a judgment seat and throne builder. Learn how to build thrones. But true God is not the creator. The creator is ever present. He's not sitting on a throne. He ain't sitting on his ass. Clarity. You know what I mean? So more than likely, this is a dress this boy got on. Just like here. See? So you're learning today. Now you know that. And look, when you read the book of the wars against the creator in OWASP, it tell you that Osiris and Baal and Ashtaroth and all them were on the same team. And gives you the time period, 23rd arc cycle. Gives you the exact time period. 23rd arc cycle into the 24th as well. That boy Ball had a run. He had a major league run, man. Yeah. But yeah, that's what that is right there. All right, let me move it out of the way. Bang. Yeah, we got receipts over it. Like, we really do this. And that's why everybody ducking the smoke dealing with the God topic. You know what I mean? Because everybody know, man. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like when it come down to that, look, because once we understand that, then everything you doing is false. If the God is false, everything you doing to the God is irrelevant. You know what I mean? And he got a one piece on. Spandex guy. Yeah, you get your false God get roasted over here, man. You know what I mean? Chapter 7, OWASP. We about to go ahead and land. I'm gonna land a little taste, man. And the sixth Diva did decree the divine law shall be the higher law, and you shall give mortals a law copied from it, and the mortal law shall be called the lower law. How long we, especially dealing with the Essene knowledge, how long we've been talking about there's a higher Torah and a lower Torah. Look at this. One of the members of Diva said, if a mortal judge is judging between certain men, and by which law shall he judge? On this matter, the members spoke at great length, and Div decreed he can discern the higher law only dimly, but the lower law he can read plainly in a book. He shall therefore judge by the lower, but by the highest interpretation. And then Div, on his own account, said, for the priests of the faithists, the realists, the Zarathustrians, who have carried the alms bow and lived pure in all things, being celibates, serving the Creator or Mas only, going about doing good, they have the higher law, the divine law within their hearts. They shall judge by it. Nevertheless, trouble does not come into any other worlds by those who strive to do right. Nevertheless, trouble does not come into any other worlds by those who strive to do right, but by those who evade. Those who evade what? Righteousness. That's how trouble comes into the world. You evade righteousness. After all, what is evil but the absence of righteousness? Look at this. The time shall come when the judge shall not interpret according to the higher law. He will strive to hide justice in a corner. Look at this, y'all. You ever heard of Black's Law Dictionary? Look at this. Using words to conceal his own perversity. It is by such men and angels that heaven and earth will be blighted in coming time. That's all they doing up in there. There's a whole nother language in the courtroom dealing with the judges in there. You gotta almost know that Black's Law Dictionary by the back of your hand, and even then more, and then some. It said he will strive to hide justice in the corner, using words to hide his own perversity. Yeah, man, that whole, if you can stay out the devil's den, stay out them courtrooms, man. That's the devil's lair. For it's through Zarathustra, God's word has been established on the earth. And since words themselves perish and are supplemented by new words, the time shall come when the higher law will fall, like a house on sand. For there are no words that are everlasting, or that are understood by all men alike. You heard it? Words themselves are only like husks that surround the corn. Men in darkness quibble or fight on the husk, but do not discern the corn or the fruit within. Wow. Meditate on that for a minute. But there are no words that are everlasting or that are understood by all men. What? The same. What are we arguing over, man? What are we even arguing over? Words themselves are only like husks that surround the corn. Men in darkness quibble over words. Quibble over the husk surrounding the corn and don't discern the corn within the husk. The Creator spoke to Div saying, now Creator speaking to his son God. Right? The Creator spoke to God saying, man builds a house and it perishes. Succeeding generations must also build, otherwise the art of building would perish. It is better for the building to perish than the art of building. I created all men to labor and to learn. Y'all hear this? Time for us to learn skills, man. Time to perfect thyself. Learn a skill. If you don't have the means to do so, type in DIY University and get it cracking. Learn to do something right there on YouTube. I created all men to labor and to learn. Should my gods and angels require less? Because language melts away. You speak the Hebrew, you speak whatever you speak, and you speak the Greek, because language melts away. The language makers, being my lords and guardian angels, have constant employment of delight. So the language makers are the guardian angels, and the lords over the guardian angels. Yeah, and look, why wouldn't that be believable? Because you don't even speak the same English they speak in Jamaica. And they don't even speak the same English you speak in the United Kingdom. In Haiti, don't speak the same French they speak in France. In Latin America, don't speak the same Spanish they speak in Spain. Because language melts away. The language makers, being my lords and the shores, have constant employment of the light. You've been created to labor and learn. Should his gods and lords require any less? Div said, foolish men chase a language that is dead and moldered away. Here you go. Wasn't no Hebrew dictionary out to the 1900s, the late 1800s, early 1900s. Bragging about Hebrew. Foolish men chase a language that is dead and moldered away, but the wise seek language to express the spirit of things. So we're going to get into the ancient languages, then let's get into the spiritual foundation. Now that we know that the language makers are actually angels, spirits, angels with certain rank, such as the guardian angels and the lords over them. But the wise seek language to express the spirit of things. The latter is under the divine law. The former is bound as a drug. Those who chase languages are bounded as a drug. Those who use language to express spirit are under the divine law. And so you shall be circumspect regarding words and language, because mortal judges who judge by the lower law are bound in words. Yeah, man. And look, those words are called legalese. That's the technical definition for them words up in that courtroom and that language up in that Black's Law Dictionary. Shout out, bro. So he got a 4th edition. All right, that's called legalese. Look how cold OWASP is, man. Because mortal judges who judge by the lower law are bound in words. Copies of these divine laws were given to mortals through the lords and guardian angels, either by inspiration or by words spoken in Sarjisa. And in Japheth, which is China or Asia, Shem, and Arabia, which is Northeast Africa, or Africa, basically. Mortal kings decreed mortal law. So Shem would be India and Persia and, Israel, all that. You know what I mean? So you got from Japheth or China all the way over to Africa. Look at this. And in Japheth, Shem, and Arabia, mortal kings decreed mortal laws. Revelations based on the divine laws and on the Zarathustrian laws. They propounded a man and woman in mortal life were as drugs, meaning they were demons, just demons in the flesh, being filthy, idle, and begging from day to day. Yet they had many children born to them. And the children were like the parents, lazy and worthless, being beggars also. Now, in the course of time, the man and woman die, and later the children die also. And none of them are yet entered into the first resurrection in heaven, still being beggars and dwelling around their old haunts. What of them? And yeah, a lot of spirits of the dead, if they're not vibrating high enough, they return back to their old houses. Where do you think you get the inspiration of haunted houses from? We don't think everything entertainment. No, certain spirits go back and dwell at the house they was in. So what of them? The Lord's all spoke on this subject. After that, Div decreed, such spirits shall be reported by the guardian angels to the Lord. And the Lord shall send a captain with a sufficient army to arrest them and bring them away from the earth. Straight lazy, right? Look at it. And place them into a colony for such spirits. Look how cold the creator is. He even got a colony or a place where those who are lazy in spirit can go. And ain't, burn them forever. No, we'll get them. We'll get them together. Look at this. This was called divine act the first. Act the second. Such drudges shall be clothed and fed for 30 days, 1 month. If by this time they manifest no inclination to labor, but are still lazy, they shall be removed into another region where food can be obtained only by effort, only by work, only by exertion, meaning your whole tribe ain't gonna eat unless you get up and go do something. You still lazy after a month? All right, well, you go over there to get your food. You got to go hunt for your own food. You can get mad all you want. You ain't going to eat unless you get up and go do something. Look at this. Act the third. This law shall apply also to mortals. They shall be inspired through the Ashars, the guardian angels, to migrate to cold and unproductive regions. They have said, you have planned wisely in this, O Creator. For all your places in heaven and earth shall be subdued and made to glorify you. Ooh, wee, wee, wee. Ooh, wee, 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 wee. Boy. I'm going to end it right there, y'all. And we're going to come back on the next one and start at chapter 8. Because, look, it turns up. It turns up. It's about to get into some stories. It's about to get into harvest, resurrection. We learned a lot today, man. Again, the moon cycles is what hit me earlier and how they're connected to the chains of God, of guardian angels. You know what I mean? 48 guardian angels change guard every moon cycle. Right? Those 48 guardian angels are responsible up to 192 souls. We learned a lot, man. You know, it's going to take some time to go back and meditate and be like, dang, that's deep. Right? You get a lot of it when you slow down, just cook slowly with the vortex. You get it. It come right in. You did. Well, love and light, family. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing but love and light over this way. Let me stop sharing for a little taste. I want to come on and chop it up with the fam midweek. You feel me? A lot of crazy madness going on in Israel, but it's obvious where the light is at. What's up, little joker?
What doing?
I'm live, man. What you mean what I'm doing? Yeah, you made your way here to my drink. Man, look, don't spill my stuff, man. Do not spill my drink. All right. Love all y'all. Look at my sister Deshawn. Sister Sean in the building. Love you too, my sister. Believe that, know that. Bless up, bless up, bless up, man. Right on for tapping in, man. Create a gang. You bring them, we raise them. You know what I mean? And y'all, we gotta do is continue to drop that light. They ain't got nothing for it. Nothing. Look, the hot topics are rape and baby killing. You know what I mean? So really, the false gods are arguing and fighting over themselves. Y'all, we gotta do is just shine the light. And for those it's meant for, they gonna gravitate to that. All we gotta do is just shine the light, man. Easy work, y'all. Easy work. You know, continue to pray for one another. Pray for me as I continue to pray for y'all. Chill out, boy. Pray for me as I continue to pray for y'all, man. Nothing but love and light. As y'all see the inmates starting to run the asylum, I'm finna have to get up off this deal and put this little joker in the figure 4. Full Nelson or something, you know what I mean? But much love, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. You feel me? Hey, y'all keep being that light, man. Live to your highest light. You know, and that simply means no matter what position you in, you understand, strive to be righteous in it. All right, strive to be righteous in it. All right. I'm up out of here to the next time. Look, you're getting understanding. We went through all the departments of what it is you're supposed to be doing when you cross over for your first 1,000 years. All right, man, I don't believe that. That's pseudo. You got every right to say that. Now trip off this. Trip off this. Or provide us chapter and verse with a better system in order. I will surely read it. You know what I mean? But if that ain't what it is, then you over there side jawing, Jack. And you just mad because we bringing out a better system in order. Hey, little joke. Chill out, man. Man, young y'all nephew over here wilding. Young Jeremiah. Hey, boy. Hey, man, look. How did you even get in the room? I had the door locked. That little joke picking locks already and everything, man. It's crazy. Crazy. That's my juice. That's my juice, man. What is you doing? All right, y'all. I'm about here. Love and light. You know what I mean? Hey, man. Create a gang. You bring them, we raise them. Create a gang in the building. Shout out to the Nazarenes and the scenes in the building. The real ones. The real ones. You dig? And y'all just keep being that example. Keep raising that light. Dropping them light bombs. But believe it or not, y'all, the false gods are making our jobs easier. They're fighting each other over what's obvious. Like one is in denial, the other one's like, yeah, I'm gonna get out because nigga, that's what it say. Like, oh, okay. Other one is like, well, yeah, it say it, but it don't mean it. Like, bro, got a lot hanging over your head, Jack. Creators Undefeated, CGG, Creator Gang. Y'all going over there, like, subscribe, share. Go and share my people, man. It's the gang. Brothers to the sisters. All right. Y'all see Intuitive Goat? That's just Deshaun LaFay. Y'all go over there, like, subscribe, share. Hold on, man.
Okay.
Y'all see the bronze? Y'all see hey, man. Chill out, little joker. Y'all see the bronze yoke report?
Whoa.
Y'all like, subscribe, share. Hold on, boy. Look, nah, you can't get all the way up here. Chill out. I knew it. You picked the lock and got up in her. Cosmon Cow TV. Like, subscribe, share. It's the gang, y'all. And then Dreadful Cosmon and Bronze Joe supposed to be coming out with a podcast. I can't wait till that come out. I'm gonna be like a dedicated call on that one. Yeah, boy, I got something to say. Jeremiah. Slow, man. What? Please what?
Please.
What is you pleasing about, man?
What
you want? Huh? Y'all, you want to get up here? Nah, you can't get up here right now, man. Oh. What? You want to get up here? Where's Selah Shalom on here? Y'all, I was trying to click on Selah channel too. Y'all like, subscribe, share. Y'all see Selah Shalom in the chat. Like, subscribe, share. You know what I mean? A Huba lifestyle. You want a hug? Give me a hug, little Joe. I got you, man. Hold on, you trying? Yeah, you think you slick? You trying to get up here, man? Chill out.
Okay.
All right, y'all. I'm about this deal. Son, hold on, man.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get it. Look at the shot laughing at you, son. You done got all the way up, man. Hold on, man. All right, y'all. I'm about to slide on out. This little joker running around here with his shirt off, clowning. He done got all the way up here. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to wrestle this little joker. Yeah, he a locksmith. This little joker done picked the lock. And y'all believe it or not, this little joker ain't even 3 yet, man. Yeah. It's the bully at daycare. Yeah, whatever. Good joke. He is determined, daddy. Hey, man, you finna have to get up off me, player. Short later. This is what I deal with on the regular. He just one. Look, he just one shooter. He just one shooter, man. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, man. I'm about this deal, y'all. Tell everybody, say yo.
Yo.
You say no. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say peace.
Peace.
Say shalom.
No.
All right, y'all. We about here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pray for your nephew before I put this little joker. Little joker. All right, y'all. I'm about this deal, man. Love and light. Bless up. Yeah, that's you right there on the thing, boy. All right. Now we know what we gonna be doing when we cross over for the first 1,000 years at least. We know we gonna see out, man. But you drank all my jokes.
Sorry.
What you mean sorry? We know we're gonna see our loved ones and all that, regardless if they believe what we believe or not. You know what I mean? It's a whole system in order set up for everybody, and that's cold, if you ask me, man. And again, if you fumigating at the mouth, Negroes got a problem, and you act like what we saying is so pseudo or satanic or demonic, your fingers ain't broke, debated, or produce a better system in order. If you can't sit your monkey ass down somewhere. Till the next time, I'm about to hear y'all. Love and light. You dig? Let's Yeah, man. You ain't got my juice, man. I'm about it, y'all. Bless up. Bless up. That's a little joke.
Wow.
Yeah, man.